Finish him!
First of all, it's a great honor to finally meet the responsible for giving me my childhood nightmares. Mortal Kombat, 25 years. It's more than one generation. Did you ever think that someday the game will go so far when you came up with the original idea?
No, never. These are the kind of things that are like, it's almost like predicting lightning striking or something, or winning the lottery. You know, you really, there's there's no way to predict something like this. And you know, looking back, I just realized just how amazing of a ride it's been for 25 years.
We remember Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, how it tested the waters for this groundbreaking franchise that Injustice is now. How difficult it was for NetherRealm to work with the characters of DC Comics and still apply the Mortal Kombat's DNA. I guess in some point you guys needed to hold off not killing Superman in a gory way.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, Mortal Kombat versus DC, one of the things we really took out of that game was we realized that there was another fighting game other than Mortal Kombat that was really needed to be made. You know, we really felt like that there was a pure superhero, bigger, epic, you know, starring all these famous heroes and villains game to be made. And so Mortal Kombat versus DC really made us realize that we were going to make a pure Mortal Kombat game and then a pure DC game right after that.
Talking of characters crossover, how came up the idea of working with characters like Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, the Xenomorph, in the cast of Mortal Kombat, so as Raiden and Sub-Zero in the cast of Injustice?
The way that the characters became guests for Mortal Kombat was, you know, we really, because it was Mortal Kombat, because we have so much, you know, we cut people's heads off and we do all these crazy things, you know, we didn't really want to bring a character like Batman into a Mortal Kombat game or you know, some other license because of all the things that are done to the characters, you know. But the horror movie characters, Jason, Freddy, you know, all Leatherface, they're kind of like in that same...
Makes sense.
Exactly. It makes a lot more sense to do it. And so that's why we've had so many of those characters, just because it, you know, we wouldn't want to do that to other characters. And then, you know, the Mortal Kombat characters coming into Injustice was, you know, again, just because we're the Mortal Kombat team, and then it's always fun to see, you know, Raiden and Superman fighting, you know, and it's like a what-if scenario thing.
Mortal Kombat X and Injustice 2 are huge successes. We have this very large community already. What can we expect from the future of this franchise? Should we expect Injustice 25-year celebration as well?
I'd be in my 70s, so I don't think I would expect that. It would be nice to see Injustice, you know, continue like Mortal Kombat has. But like I said, you know, I think Mortal Kombat was, you know, literally lightning striking, and it's just amazing to me that 25 years later, some of our best-selling games are for Mortal Kombat have been the last ones that we've done. You know, like normally, you know, a franchise will kind of just over time, it'll just kind of naturally kind of diminish, but you know, Mortal Kombat seems to almost be getting stronger.
What future plans NetherRealm already has for Mortal Kombat?
We have a lot of ideas that we're throwing around, and some of them we're making reality, but some of them it's just, you know, we're always throwing ideas around. So I would be surprised if we never made another Mortal Kombat game again. You know, like we have nothing to announce, but I'd be surprised if we never made one again. And it would be fun to expand Mortal Kombat into different types of games. You know, we did an action adventure game called Shaolin Monks many years ago, and you know, people have been asking a lot. You know, when are we going to see another one and stuff like that. So those are the kinds of things that we're thinking about.
So in Shadow of Mordor, we have more of this single-player experience as we control Talion through the war camps. but now we have this amazing experience of a siege game.
Yes.
So how was the decision process that led to this change in the battle system? Why did this breakthrough in the gameplay had to happen?
Sure, you know, it was interesting because in a lot of ways, it was us looking at how to best evolve the Nemesis system. You know, when we were developing Shadow of War in between, we were moving on from Shadow of Mordor. Basically, the day Shadow of Mordor went gold, we started putting all of our best, craziest, most exciting ideas down on paper and trying to see how we could really move it forward and make sure that every experience you had is your own, to make sure every playthrough is different, to make sure every single person has a different story they can tell about their rival or their follower or about assaulting one of these fortresses. And so, you know, the fortresses in many ways, these epic Helm's Deep scale battles, but ones that play out entirely different every single time. You know, you're going in there with these assault leaders that are followers you've been working with a ton. You know, you've been going out there deliberately finding guys to add to your army, to try and grow your own strength, to bring them out on duels, to beast hunts, you know, to help them grow alongside you. And so for us, it was just trying to build this very natural extension of the Nemesis system. So it wasn't necessarily just only these stories of bloodshed and revenge, though we did put a ton of effort into expanding on that as well, but making sure that every single opportunity, every single time you look at the world, you know, your footprint rather was really left on it.
That's awesome. In the last game, I was really into the cutting orcs' heads off job, but now it seems that the new heroes. Why this change?
Yeah, you know, I mean, this time, you know, at the end of Shadow of Mordor, as I'm sure you remember, Italian, you know, says the time has come for a new ring. And Italian and Celebrimbor have this very clear, singular enemy in Sauron. You know, they both have a very good reason on each side to want to be able to take him down. And so as they forge this new ring of power to basically give themselves the power to dominate and to bend wills to them, they're really just trying to wage war within Mordor. You know, they're trying to make sure that Sauron's war machine that's being built so effectively by him is something that they can potentially turn against him. So it's not even necessarily, you know, in Shadow of Mordor, there was a degree where you could build slightly your own army and send your own captains and war chiefs on missions to kind of help them grow in power, but that was really kind of the end of that story. And so to us, we just wanted to expand it to make sure your opportunity to be able to tell stories truly your own was expanded in every possible way.
That's great, that's great. And Lord of the Rings is one of the most iconic pop culture symbols in the world.
Yeah.
How is this challenge for you guys to create an original storyline along original characters and yet respecting all the universe established by Tolkien decades ago?
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly one of the most important things to us. You know, we're all such big fans of the professor's work at Monolith, to the point where basically every single thing he's written is in one way or another kind of required reading. And that also too boils down not only to his books, but down to his letters to the editor. You know, there was one segment he wrote in one of his letters to the editor that said, I wrote many parts of this world in great detail, but I left other areas for other creators to come and pick up and expand upon. And so we saw that certainly as an exciting opportunity, but in many more ways as a responsibility. You know, it's a universe that we all love so much. We have our fond memories of reading through The Hobbit the first time as a kid, to me laying in bed and my dad reading me The Fellowship of the Ring when I was homesick from elementary school one day. You know, and having those memories, that's never anything we want to take for granted. And so, as we kind of move forward, obviously all of us are really dug in deep to the lore and the tenets of the universe, but we also have a Tolkien scholar on staff who helps us check every single thing we do, whether it's the story, written dialogue, collectibles. You know, she's there with us every step of the way. And so we're just doing everything possible to ensure that we make the best possible video game in Middle-earth.
And you are rocking on it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
And what can we expect from the future of the Shadow of franchise?
You know, right now we're really excited. We're trying to support Shadow of War for as long as we can. You know, with the Fortress Assaults, we've got our online conquests that we're really excited to see how players dig into as they put their best and strongest war chiefs out there to try and defend their fortresses. But then kind of building upon that by adding new tribes to the Nemesis system. You know, I think that's a really great opportunity for us to kind of add more cultures, basically to Mordor. Something like these tribes kind of play the role of subcultures within Mordor. They'll change their personalities, they'll change their combat styles. Wow. So that's a great opportunity. But also too, we've got so many more stories we want to tell just within Shadow of War. You know, we've got Eltariel, the Blade of Galadriel, who's this elven assassin who's been hunting down the Nazgul for millennia in Mordor. And we're really excited to tell her story a bit more as well. Same with Baranor. You know, he's one of our main story characters that people are going to meet as they first go into Minas Ithil, as there's a contingent of Godnorians there trying to defend it and hold it off from the Witch King's advances. So it's really exciting for us, I think, to have such a bigger game this time that'll allow us to dig in deeper.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I cannot wait to see this.
Thank you so much. We're excited too.